Hello, people. Welcome back to the Warren Show. All right. Hopefully, you like that movie review I just did. I forgot what movie I did because I saw all of them all at once, and I just recorded a whole bunch of videos at once about the movies. But I am going to be doing a rant soon, and after I do that rant, I'm just going to drop it. As I'm filming this is a Sunday. As I'm filming this, and what I'm going to do, I want to talk about some bundles. One of my comic book shops I go to, the dirty store as we call it, they have comic book bundles. And so I found this one bundle called Taskmaster for 15 bucks. So in the mid 2000s, Taskmaster had a limited series, which I didn't know because guess what? I wasn't collecting it at the time. He was sporting a new look. This is number one. Number two. Number three. And number four. Now, what makes these four books interesting? Now, if you read the latest Taskmaster comic in his traditional outfit, he kind of acted kind of weird for my taste, but that's how it is. It depends on the writer. This one feels more like Taskmaster to me. Storyline is rich person hires him out to sabotage something that Tony Stark did. So he goes and sneaks in, sabotage it, fights Iron Man for a hot second, outwits him, escapes, and she frames him for murder. She frames him, but not murder, she just frames him. So she put out a hit on him. Obviously this one girl, this one millionaire, whatever, that hired him, is also her legitimate business is one thing, and then she's trying to take over the underworld. So what happens? He goes after the Chinese triads to set up a fight between them two, and so they fight. This suit right here has holographic technology, so he can look like anybody he wants. In the meantime, he meets up with this one girl, has a date. Triad just almost snuffs her out while they was on a date. It's funny. It's kind of funny. And the funny thing is, one thing about it talks about a lot of things that Taskmaster does. Like, he has the abilities of Spider-Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Moon Knight, Black Widow. All he has to do is watch you do something, and he knows how to do it. So, like, for example, the current Taskmaster, he was scared of the Black Widow. I was like, how is he scared of the Black Widow? This dude could take on the Avengers, technically. Except for the superpower stuff, he can take over. He pretty much can fight the Avengers. Hands down. You won't be able to beat him, but he technically could do that. But, pretty much. In the end, he gets his revenge, and he gets his revenge, almost kills her, and lets her live to live in fear. And it was a neat story. One thing I liked about it was a story about udon back in the mid 2000s, early to mid 2000s. Anime style was the rage. The anime style was the rage back then. So these guys did an anime style comic book. Because, like, for example, Toriyama Akira. No, not Toriyama Akira. Toriyama Akira, he created Dragon Ball. Oh, shoot. I forgot his name. He created Silent Maybe as one of my favorite animes and mangas, a Japanese manga. He drew X-Men, and it had that manga anime style to it. And of course, The books are slick looking, and it's a good read. It's a very good fun read. If you want a fun read, try to pick this up. You try to pick this up because, to tell you the truth, I like this one better than the regular the latest Taskmaster storyline that limited series that they did. And to me, that one I was like, what the hell? But hey, it is what it is. The next bundle I have, I bought this from my other store, the Clean Store. No, maybe the Clean Store. Team 7 Dead Reckoning. This is created by Jim Lee and his Wildstorm imprint before they sold it to DC. This was written by Chuck Dixon, who was a phenomenal writer back in the day. Or I should say, was a phenomenal. I don't know if he's still alive today, but he used to write a lot of good stuff. And the problem is that this story was not the best, but it kind of set its place. This story of Team Reckoning for Team 7. Imagine a Covert Ops team, and you want them to have superpowers to create a super soldier army. That's what Team 7 was. Every one of them had powers. The most famous of them was Backlash and Grifter. So if you read the latest Batman Urban Adventures, the Grifter is he was part of this. He was one of the main characters. All in all, this is a very good story. Very good, because I love Team 7. But this right here sets up something different. Sets up the biggest thing Wildstorm has done was called Gen 13, which is their kind of like New Mutants kind of thing. Here's issue 1. Pretty cool looking. For example, this guy right here, his name is Lynch. He's the defunct leader. Later on, he has an eye patch. Now you know why he has an eye patch. Number 2. This guy right here is called Deathblow. He was like Jim Lee's version of the Punisher. His powers came up later, where he was like super strong and super invulnerable and stuff like that. Now you see here's the Grifter right here, Lynch right here, Grifter right there. Funny thing is, in the back is Savage Dragon toys and and Jim Lee's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Number 3 and number 4. This kicks off Gen 13, because what happened was within a year after this comic came out, Gen 13 came out, and it became a humongous hit seller. Basic story is that they're going after this one guy, this Russian scientist that works for the Russian scientists and trying to create superpowers. The idea was, see, the thing is, he wants to reform Russia. Russia don't like them. The U.S. don't like them. The job was to extract them, but the real purpose was to kill him. And Backlash, my favorite one of them, pretty sadistic. Like, look, that was the real mission. Cole was like the Optimus, not opposite of pessimist, optimism. And they end fighting. They break up. Find out that some of them have children, and the idea was, oh, these guys have children, so they got superpowers. They're passing on to the children. And the idea of Gen 13 is Lynch rescues the children from this guy named Craven, who runs the whole program, because they have superpowers and he wants to use them. So this kicks them off. But otherwise, the story was kind of weak in certain ways. It's kind of weak, but for $6, 4 books for $6, what can you do? You know what? Since I have a little bit more time, I want to show you an eBay buy. or auction I won. People want to talk about social justice, and what happens when people talk about social justice in comic books, I always tell people, well, being a hero is a social justice warrior in itself, because their goal is to fight some kind of injustice. But anyway, this is kind of cool. Thor 3:11, Crisis in the Inner City. So it's kind of funny. Thor is a god, and he's Crisis in the Inner City. What kind of bonker story is this? I don't know. Haven't read it, but I just picked it. I just got this off of eBay for like less than $5, or is it maybe 10 altogether? But anyway, it's kind of one of those interesting covers I've gotten. Let me take this out because the glare. So, I mean, this is, of course, 1980s, I believe. 1981. Okay. So, it's kind of interesting. You know, the book is in pretty decent condition, but, you know, the cover just sells it to me. But anyway, that is it for that. So, I hope you like this little discussion. What the hell's that? I don't know, just little squares on here. Oh, okay. Now it's gone. And I hope you like this little discussion. You know, if you, I mean, I didn't want to dive too deep into this because I'm cooking right now. Yes, I do cook sometimes. Even though my cooking ability is shoving something in the oven and just let the oven does its work. So hopefully by the time this video is done, it should be halfway cooked. Yay, frozen food. It's better than going to McDonald's, especially when the line's going around the corner and no one wants to work there. But that's a totally different day, totally different rant for a totally different time. And yes, some people gave me some suggestions of what I should talk about, and trust me, I'm working on it. Don't worry, I am working on it. So with that being said, thank you for spending 10 to 11 minutes of your time out of your day. I hope I entertained you to a certain extent, and pretty soon the Warren Show will be back with another exciting video. Well, it's exciting for me, but some people might say, oh God, this is boring. I want to talk about some good stuff. But anyway, with that being said, I want to say thank you.